Can you get reimbursed for travel expenses from the BWC? The short answer is yes, but with everything BWC related, there are rules and limitations. So you don't get, and your workers often ask this, but you do not get reimbursed for driving back and forth from your occupational medicine visits. So those are on you. You have to cover those. They're also not going to pay for your treatment back and forth, to your pain management specialist, physical therapy, etc. Not going to happen through the workers' comp claim. You may get reimbursed for traveling to and from a BWC scheduled C92 examination and attending an employer's defense medical examination. So in those instances, you might get reimbursed. But here's another but the round trip mileage must be more than 45 miles. So if you only drive 40 miles back and forth, then you're not going to get reimbursed. If it's 44, not going to get reimbursed. So it has to be more than 45 miles round trip. If you're flying, because sometimes people move to different states and they have to get, there's an IME and they get flown back to Ohio for whatever reason. If you're flying, that flight must be pre-authorized. So it must be authorized in advance. And if you buy the ticket and you don't get it authorized in advance, you may be able to get paid for it, but it might not. So that's the risk you take if you don't go through that process. The other thing that's important, and I've had a couple injured workers try to pull this, and it didn't go well for them in this instance. But if you're flying on the BWC's dime, they're not going to upgrade you from coach to business class. They're not going to pay for that, so don't do that. And then the other thing is you could get lodging expenses paid for, and there's a rate chart in which they pay for you. Your lodging expenses, again, they're not going to pay for the baller resort hotel room, but at the very least, they may cover some things. And then it looks like they'll also cover meals. You'll get a per diem, and they may also cover, if you're traveling with your spouse or caretaker, they might cover them as well. So, but this is in the C640 form, or C60 form rather. And if you apply for this, if it's going to be the flight thing, or you're going to be in a hotel, or you're going to be getting meals, you should probably get that pre-authorized first. Otherwise, the risk is you're not going to get reimbursed for these expenses. So that is getting travel expenses reimbursed through your workers' comp claim.